Welcome back to the Peru Fund's three-part video series documenting our trip to Peru in the summer of 2017. On our second day out, we attended the inauguration of the clean water project built for the three villages of Cascada Unini, Diamante Azul, and Jose Olaya, all located on the Unini River. We left Atalaya in the morning, sailing north once again on the Ucayali River, and then west on the smaller Unini River, making for a boat ride of about an hour and a half before we reached our destination.
Okay. Yay!
The inauguration of the Unini project was what our trip to the Peruvian Amazon was centered around, and we were really looking forward to being part of this special day. Our first stop was the village of Jose Olaya. The village was recently settled, mostly by young families moving here due to overcrowding in the other two villages. We were excited to see, right away, evidence of the new water system, which placed a sink with a spigot outside each and every home.
The bad water? Yeah. Very good at water pressure, and that's the end of the line. So this would be the least pressure there is.
As we were walking through Jose Olaya, we noticed that there were no people around, and realized that they were already waiting to greet us in the next village of Diamante Azul, where the celebration was being held.
Eso lo hemos elevado hasta arriba, porque cuando llegue el agua va a llegar hasta acá y eso ya va a quedar casi a dame la mano.
Hola muchachos, ¿va a haber fiesta hoy? ¿Para qué esta fiesta?
Municipio algo. Look at that skin, leopard skin. What does that mean?
The real what?
Leopard skin.
The warm welcome we received from the several hundred villagers that came out to meet us when we arrived was truly touching, and made us realize how incredibly important the new water project was for the people of these villages. Next, we were accompanied into the village, and from there, we set off on a tour of the various features of the water project. On our way, we passed another of the new wash basins, which was already being put to use.
So that's the tank for
Our guide for the tour was Jose Maria Moreo, one of the leaders of the village and someone who I liked right away. Here he is showing us the water tank for Jose Olaya, our first stop on the tour. Our second stop was the water tower of Diamante Azul. Each of the three villages has its own water tower. This is where the water is stored after it is pumped from the spring or well where clean water is collected. Then, when someone turns on the faucet at his or her house, the water is fed by gravity from the water tower.
No sé, será porque tú tienes ya base. Será, ¿no?
Our tour completed, we headed back to the center of the village where the celebration was getting underway.
En cada uno de los corazones, en cada uno de vuestros amigos visitantes, para decir
Here, Andre Franch got a chance to show some of the children copies of the 2017 Peru Fund newsletter. Several of them were featured in photographs in the newsletter, which they really got a kick out of seeing. I'm sure some of them had never seen a photograph of themselves before.
En honor a nuestra bandera, en honor a nuestro pabellón nacional.
To officially start off the inauguration ceremony, the Peruvian flag was raised and everyone sang the national anthem. It was inspiring to see how many of the 550 people that live in the 3 villages came out for this occasion.
Con todos, ¡viva el Perú! ¿Pueden tomar asiento, por favor?
After the flag raising, the children and adults of the community performed Ashen Inca songs and dances, which we really enjoyed and, as you can see, some of us took part in.
¿Dónde está ese público de José Olaya? Diamante Azul.
Later, a number of people, including Dorda of the Peru Fund, got up to speak to the crowd to express what the completion of the water project meant to them and their hopes for the future of the community. This also included Father Rosendo Gualima Podia, who was traveling with us again today, and who first, knowing the needs of the village, advocated for Wings of Hope to build a water project here. Also, Nora Novoa Valderrama, the Vice President of the Water Committee for the 3 villages.
It means a lot to me and to my husband and to my son to come here to see your villagers.
Es muy importante para mí y para mi marido y para mi hijo estar aquí con ustedes hoy y poder conocer mucho más acerca de sus comunidades y de cómo funciona este proyecto aquí.
I especially like that the way the water systems come about, that it's a collaboration between the community.
Y cómo las 3 comunidades han construido y han formado parte de todo este proceso y de este proyecto.
That's a very important part of the project for me, to know that you are taking ownership of this project, that you are really the ones that are making it happen along with Wings of Hope. I represent about 200 families in the United States that have donated to this project. And
ella representa a 200 familias en Estados Unidos que forman también parte de este proyecto.
Many of those families have adopted children from Peru in around 1990.
Muchas de estas familias que colaboran en el proyecto han adoptado niños de aquí de Perú en el año 90.
Peru has a special place in my heart because of the wonderful culture and the people here, but especially because my son was born in Peru.
Perú tiene un lugar muy especial en mi corazón porque, aparte de por toda la tradición y toda la cultura, es porque mi hijo es de aquí. Y para mí, bueno, para ella, tiene un muy importante lugar en su corazón.
After everyone had spoken, I was very honored to be the one to break the ceremonial bottle of champagne over the water basin at the village center, signifying the completion of a 1.5 years of hard work by everyone. As you can see, I was not expecting to be soaked with water, but on such a hot day, it was pretty refreshing. And what better way to celebrate a new water project? Next was the unveiling of the commemorative plaque, which recognizes the benefactors of the project. It meant so much to me to see the Peru Fund's name up there. To know that all of us from the Peru Fund played a part in making life better for these people is something I will always be proud of, and something all of you as supporters should be proud of as well.
Los representantes de la municipalidad se acuerdan de esta manera de hacer proyectos de agua potable. A nosotros nos decepciona que los gobiernos locales regionales y el gobierno central siguen gastando miles de millones de soles en proyectos.
We had brought a soccer ball and a volleyball for the children of each of the 3 villages, which were very well received.
There you go.
To complete the celebration, we were served a big meal of different kinds of local fish, cassava root, palm heart, and potato. It was at this point that a little boy came up to me and wanted to see my camera. After a brief lesson, he was filming on his own and even managed to figure out manual focus pretty quickly. This clip was shot by him.
Ya les estará atendiendo a los niños.
This day was one that I will treasure for the rest of my life. It was a wonderful experience and also just a really fun day. But eventually, we had to get back in our boat for our journey back to Atalaya.
Okay, back up.
Presento, ¿crees que vas a tener misa? Gente, la misa mañana a las 6. ¿Sí?
Once again, we hope you have enjoyed this video. For more information about the Peru Fund and how you can lend your support, please be sure to check out the description box below for links to our Facebook page and our website. We hope to see you again for our 3rd and final part of our 3-part video series. But until then, hasta tarde, mis amigos.